Hey guys, Donald from St. Paul's Kids here. Now, part of our theme this term is What You Call Me. And so we're exploring the different names of Jesus and the different names that he was called. The nice ones, of course. Now, the story we've got today is about a guy. Now, this guy, at the start, he was born blind. Now, we might think that's really sad. Oh, it's terrible. How did he do it? But back then, it was really bad. See, back in these days, if you couldn't earn or work or do a job, you wouldn't get any money. There was no government that would support you. And so you'd have to rely. And if you were a cripple or blind or weren't able to work, you'd have to go on the streets and beg for money to survive, to buy bread, to buy food. And this guy, Cal Adonis was his name, but people used to call him Cal. He was a lovely guy, really nice. He was kind to everyone and courteous. He knew that people, they were struggling, so they might not have had much money. But as a little boy, he would grow and his parents would put him down on the street and say, right, there you go, there's your spot, Cal, I'll come back and pick you up later. And every day they'd come and collect Cal, walk him down, and Cal would walk through listening to the sounds of the people in the market, of the discussions, because he might not have been able to see, but man, he could hear. And he would listen to people's conversations and he'd just think, wow, wouldn't it be so nice if people would talk to me like that? When they talk of their hopes and dreams, and Cal would just sit there listening and just wonder, I wish someone would open the way for me to see, to be able to connect, to have a friend or two. And, he was liked by people. A lot of people would help. They'd have some change and they'd put it in his cup and his little basket that he would have to collect money. But he still felt very alone. And again, his parents, one of his mum or his dad would come and collect him and take him back to their place. How'd you go today, Cal? Oh, I think I did okay. You'd shake his little bowl. Oh, I think it's a little bit. That'll be oh, excellent. That's enough to buy a loaf of bread today. Good work, son. Good work. Carry on. Now, he had also heard how people were talking about this guy, Jesus, and how he had done these amazing miracles, and how the Pharisees, wow, when they walked past him, and they were the super holy guys, and whenever he was around, you could just tell they didn't think anything of him. Not any of them would ever give him their change or their money or anything like that. None of them would even recognize him, say, "Oh, hello there, son, how you going?" And if they'll just walk past, made him feel really bad. But he heard them talking about this Jesus. Now, all the people were talking, wow, could he be the Messiah? Is this the guy who's going to come and rescue us from the Romans? Oh, he could be. Is this one that David talked about? I reckon he might be. And the Pharisees, well, when they walked past, they weren't saying anything nice about Jesus. I don't like what he's doing, they'd say. He's turning them into people into thinking that we've done something wrong by having all these rules that we get to follow and be more special than them. What is up with him? He doesn't even follow what we say. And have you heard, what is that? He said we weren't very nice to people because we make these horrible rules. Well, how else are they going to be as special as us? We have to have these rules because if everyone followed God and was okay, then we wouldn't be any more special. I know, it's terrible. Oh yes. And he just all the time, Cal thought, well, this Jesus guy sounds awesome. I don't know what the super holy guys are going on about just because they want to feel more special than everybody else. But you see, on the outskirts of town, Jesus was coming in. He was walking in and he had his close mates and they're talking about lots of stuff. Talking about God and how he loves us and this amazing plan that's set forward for us. That Jesus cares for everyone and that we have to care for everyone. That they have to be a beacon, a shining light to help people, to show people where God is. And then they walked past and there was Cal in the market. And one of the disciples, Jesus' mates, looked and he said, "So Jesus, we know that sin is bad. So the question is, what did this guy do? Did he sin? Or did his parents sin?" See, some people think that if something bad happens to you, that you must have done something wrong for it to happen. Oh, you're sick, you must have sinned before God. Now, doing things wrong has a consequence, but God didn't cause him. And Jesus just looked at them and like, what? Oh, guys. Cal heard this. He was like, oh, that'd be a really good question. What did my parents do wrong to have a son like me that was blind? They must have done something really badly wrong because I was born this way. And Jesus looked and he said, it's not that his parents have done something wrong and God's punishing them, or it's not that he did something wrong and God's punishing him, because this guy, he's been blind from birth. Cal's ears picked up. What? How did he know I was blind at birth? I don't even know this guy. Who is this? And then someone said, but Jesus, what happened? He's like, oh, wow, this is the Jesus guy. The Pharisees are going to love this one. They hate him. Oh, it'll be interesting to hear what's happening. And Jesus said, well, the thing is that bad things happen, guys. Just know this. Bad things happen. But God turns all things to the good. We don't always know, but God is in control. In this case, it's so you guys can see the glory of God. And so Jesus reached down, got a bit of dirt in his hands, and spat, rubbed it in his hands. He was like, He walked up and he said, there's a time coming, guys, when it's going to be dark, but the light's here, and I am the light of this world, and I want you guys to be. And I'm going to show you right now how this man who's been in darkness, he's been blind, but we're going to help him to see some light. And he crouched down next to him. He said, "G'day, mate. My name's Jesus. How you going?" "Oh, are you Jesus from Nazareth?" "That's right." "Well, the only thing I know about Nazareth is that apparently nothing ever good comes from it." Jesus laughed. "Yeah, they say that a lot about my hometown, but I'm from it, and I want to know, do you want to see?" He said, "Oh, I'd love to see again. I don't know what was wrong. I was born blind." I said, "Yeah." Jesus said to him, "I know. It's all right, Cal. I've seen you. I know. How do you see me?" He said, "I'm going to do something a bit weird. But just watch." And he thought, how can I watch? I'm blind. "Sure," he said. Jesus spat into his hand again, rubbed the dirt into a bit of a mud, got it, put it on his eyes. Then he said, "Go wash it off." So he washed it off in the pool next to him. Cal couldn't believe it. Where he had just had this blackness before, not able to see anything. All of a sudden, he could see. He could see the light. He could see the shapes. He could see Jesus staring at him. Wow. Cal's eyes went wide as place. Bah! He stands up. He looked across. He looked around at everyone. "I can see! Oh my goodness, I can see!" And he gave Jesus the biggest hug, and Jesus hugged him back. And he said, "Well, Cal, I think you better go home and tell your parents. They're not gonna, this is amazing. Thank you so much." And he ran back. Mum, Dad. And Cal's mum was there, and she was like, "Cal, what are you doing here? How did you?" And he comes up and hugs her. She was like, "What are you doing?" "No, Mum. Wow, your hair that colour is so beautiful. I didn't realise that's what your hair looked like." "Oh, thanks." And look, "What? How did you know?" And he told her how Jesus came in. You said he's the light of the world. He's here to give light to people who are living in darkness. And he said that they didn't do anything wrong, but it's just bad things that sometimes happen, but God turns things to the good. And look, I can see. And just then Cal's dad came in. Hey son, how you going? Oh, hey dad. Wow, is that what a beard looks like? Yeah, but what? And they explained to him what had happened, and they hugged. And Jesus was there with his mates, and they were like, Jesus, did you just make a blind guy see? He's like, yeah. I told you, I'm here to bring light to the world. Because there's so much darkness, there's so much sin. And people feel that if they follow rules, if they make people have to follow more rules, then they can be better. But it's not that. It's about knowing I am the way to the light. And that's our story this week, guys. So have a think about how at home, at school, or at work, you guys can show that light to other people, to show how Jesus loves them in all that you do. I'll catch you later.